All right. What a day. With a new day comes new strengths and new thoughts and, new energy.
Indeed.
New passion. We are here.
Yes, once
and
again.
It's amazing to be around here today.
Wednesday morning has begun. So as you go about your day today, we would like to encourage you to sort of guard your thoughts jealously. Why? Because that happiness, that sprinkling of joy of life, it depends on it.
Absolutely. Welcome to the midweek hump
Yes,
of
sir.
the Wake Up Nigeria show. Remember, if you can dream it, you can do it.
Of course,
Yes.
the secret is, it's the secret to getting ahead.
Yeah.
Having that mindset. Just get started. Just do it. That's all you need to do.
Absolutely.
And someone who just gets it right every time she does it is Winfrey.
I get it right every time I do it.
You're doing purple today. Like,
yes,
as in,
I am.
seriously.
Yes,
Ooh.
I am.
That's royalty, by the way. Royalty.
Good morning, guys. It's a beautiful, beautiful Wednesday. And yeah, of course, we're here to make sure your day starts with the right amount of sparkle that it needs. It's December, after all, right? So we're here
course.
to have an amazing time. So stick around. It's going to be an amazing show.
It is. It is. My name is Titilayo Oyinson.
And my name is Edgar Ariaka, or check Edgar, depends on where you know me from.
Don't forget, you can use our hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on TVC across all social media platforms. We really appreciate hearing from each and every one of you, and of course, you being a part of our journey.
Absolutely, you can tune in to watch the show live on YouTube at TVC Entertainment and on Facebook as well.
Download our mobile app. It's available for you to download on Google Play or iOS.
And for our wonderful, our loving, our audience in Nigeria, you can switch to GoTV channel 16 or UHF channel 49 to brighten up the morning.
We appreciate each and every one of you that connects with us on social media. Check out this handle. That's TVC Entertainment _. We are a community of positivity and, of course, joy.
Absolutely.
Now for what we have on the show today. It's quite a packed show on Wednesdays. On nutrition.
Yes.
You have that?
Yeah, of course I have that. I love nutrition a lot. Okay, so we have Abasiani Udo Umo, is a distinguished clinical dietitian, nutrition content creator, and media dietitian, widely known as AN, or TLD. Her expertise is further enhanced by specialized certifications in community nutrition and therapeutic nutrition. And we're going to be discussing healthy options for Christmas celebration.
Yes,
Just talking about,
It's about time.
it's that time of the year.
We need to plan. Are we just going to do smoky jollof throughout?
No. Fried. We're bringing in fried rice now.
Fried rice?
Fried.
We said healthy options.
Yes,
eh?
now that's why fried rice has all the garbage, all the things, all that stuff.
Okay.
You know.
Okay, we'll hear from the nutritionist later on.
Absolutely.
Then on relationships, Olalade Olushola, also known as the Wholeness Queen, is a certified life coach and neurolinguistic programming practitioner. She's called to help African women heal and embrace wholeness in every area of their lives so they can be everything the Father has created them to be. Now, as the lead of Beautified Women Coaching Network, she's committed to seeing African women be whole, purposeful, and established. Today's topic is a really interesting one, and I can't wait for us to get started. The art of effective communication in marriage. That's our discussion today.
All right. For a musical performance, we have Victor Chukwu Godson, also known as Globe Boy NHL. He is a writer, a composer, singer. He is everything, guys. He is everything. And he'll be coming around today to give us some amazing, amazing tunes. And finally,
Yes, so we have Adeto Foshere, affectionately known as Alaja. Now, she's an entrepreneur, an entertainment executive, and founder of Toro Entertainment Company. Now, she's revolutionized event marketing, ticketing, promotion in Nigeria in her own special way. And through all these amazing events that she's put together, she's elevated the entertainment industry, creating unforgettable experiences for audiences. Can't wait to have a conversation with her to find out what makes her tick.
What makes you sick?
Me? Wake Up Nigeria.
That's brilliant. That is brilliant. Wake up.
Yeah, it's a packed show today.
Yes, it is a packed show.
Pack.
And I am super electrified. I am super pumped and I'm ready.
I can see. But yeah, we are also gonna have a chef in the kitchen a little later on, of course, and so many other little surprises for you that you do not want to miss.
Absolutely. I am ready. I don't know, when we started, there was this energy like a motivational speaker that you gave. If you believe you can do this, you can achieve. You can miss it.
That's what we do on Wake Up Nigeria. You better get with the program.
All right.
We do that a lot.
All right, cool.
We give people
I got you
that
guys.
motivation they need every morning.
Thank you for staying with us. My name is Winfrey Agbeleshe, and it's time for the news. We start off in Cape Town as Presidents Bola Tinubu and Cyril Ramaphosa met at the 11th session of the Nigeria-South Africa Bi-National Commission. President Ramaphosa says tourists from Nigeria can now apply for a visa without submitting a passport. He mentioned that South Africa has simplified its visa processes to facilitate travel for Nigerian investors and tourists, one of which is a 5-year multi-entry visa. Now, South Africa is also working to support Nigeria's quest to join the G20. TVC News State House correspondent Femi Akonde reports.
Excellency.
This kind of meeting between Nigeria and South African leaders usually has far-reaching implications. The two countries are among Africa's biggest economic powerhouses. The two leaders share a personal and mutually special relationship. President Cyril Ramaphosa says South Africa will fully support Nigeria's bid to join the G20 and improve trade ties between the two countries.
The African Continental Free Trade Area will allow our two countries to trade in a more seamless manner across a variety of products. And this is the time for us to seize the opportunity to begin robust trading between Nigeria and South Africa.
The visiting Nigerian president reminisced on the bilateral relationship that exists between both countries. President Bola Tinubu, however, acknowledged that there are some rough edges that should be smoothened up. Historically, the relationship between Nigeria and South Africa has often been categorized under three major pillars: conflict, cooperation, and competition. The relationship, however, has been strained by long-standing tensions, particularly as relating to both countries' aspirations to play a more decisive leadership role on the continent.
We must ensure that the spirit of the collaboration and cooperation between our two leading countries in Africa will intensify and deepen under our leadership of our respective nations. This is not a matter of choice, but of destiny that include an historical responsibility that we hold the African people.
Here, President Bola Tinubu seeks to start a new phase for Africa's largest economies, as both presidents discussed the benefits of the Africa Continental Free Trade Agreement and the role of international finance institutions on the continent, also cooperation in the mining and telecoms sector. Nigeria needs South Africa's cooperation to secure full membership in the G20 and BRICS, along with participation in the BRICS New Development Bank. Femi Akonde, TVC News.
And on the foreign scene, South Korea's President Yoon Suk-yeol has announced that he will lift the martial law he declared yesterday. Protests and condemnations followed his announcement as members of parliament voted to block his move. Demonstrators who had gathered outside parliament to protest the emergency declaration are now cheering the reversal of the move. President Suk-yeol mentioned that the move is necessary to protect the country from North Korea's communist forces and to eliminate anti-state elements. The declaration of martial law means military authorities will rule in a time of emergency and can also mean the suspension of normal civil rights. And that's all we're taking on News and Sports for this hour. Do stay with us. So much more to come right here on Wake Up Nigeria.
Welcome back. Now, with December sort of going straight into full swing, full gear, events back to back, a lot of family activities. People are already trying to plan their travel, their trips and everything. Then there's a particular airline that had was it a press conference or at least a press briefing talking about the fact that they were reducing all their rates and bringing it down to 80,000 naira. I was like, okay, I need to know a bit more about this. But it just goes to show that, well, when you think about how empty, well, I'm going to say empty the airports were, I cannot say they were really empty, but the traffic greatly reduced when the airfares went up. So crazy. A lot families used to travel together and then they, just decide, what, it's not possible. Just one person or two people would go instead of a whole family now. People are making all sorts of decisions differently because of the cost of travel. It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very expensive. And to be very honest, if you think about it, it's not without cause or without reason because, we're talking about the rate of, the price of fuel and all of that, even for road vehicles. Now also think about the price of aviation fuel. And normally, like, maintaining aircrafts now and even crew and all of that, considering the amounts of even foreign staff we have working in the aviation space right here in Nigeria, like literally their bills are in dollars. Do you understand? So like parking the machines, maintenance, engineers, pilots, fueling, everything is in dollars. And then considering the exchange rates and all of that. So when I saw that, I was really worried because as much as yes, we're excited by reduced prices. Now the implication of that in reduced prices, okay, would they really be able to? Because it's something for them to say.
How many flight attendants are going to be on that flight?
So that's the thing. So they are going to fill up the this thing. Are they going to have enough fuel to actually carry you to a destination? So that's on one side. Do you understand? So there's a whole lot that goes. When I saw it, I wasn't so. Great, but not so excited.
But in the end, what do you think? You have full flights as opposed to empty flights. So I'm not sure how many seats are in a. Is it 747?
So it depends on the.
I don't know how many are in there.
It depends on the. So it depends on the jet size, right? So
But
don't stop looking at me. I'm not saying. I'm not an aviation expert. Leave me alone.
So the average Airbus.
To me, what is really hilarious here is the amount of calls I've received from friends that would always tell me in the past, no matter what happens, if I'm not flying, I'm not moving. If I'm not flying, I'm not going. They've been calling now and they're like, please, how can I get bus to Abuja? Where can I get bus to Edo State? And that's hilarious because now, because of the prices, people are worried and they're taking like all the minutes. Some people are actually even planning not to travel. They're just thinking of putting a family WhatsApp group and saying, hello, hope you guys are doing good. You guys know I can't come. Right? So manage that, and it's just one of those things.
It's evolving our culture and traditions. That's what's happening because there are some kids that would be growing up in this particular year. This is the first Christmas they're probably aware of, and they're not going anywhere. They're not traveling with family. They're not, even within the state, moving around within the state. The fares for ride hailing, is it ride hailing? Apps now, the rates are already
that one is normal. During December, they go crazy.
I don't even know.
So now this year is crazy. My fare to the office today was ×2.
Goodness me, and that's the first week of December.
That's almost 10K.
Goodness me.
Just from here, I can jog it too.
If
it's not because of sweats, I can actually jog it.
The third week, you start jogging. You start jogging here.
Well, it's also sadly pushing people to do strange things to make money. And there's just a lot of stories. People really need to take care, really guard. They say guard your heart with all diligence. Guard your ATM card, guard your bank account, guard your PIN, guard your phone, guard your property. Estates now are putting new surveillance equipment in place because of December coming. It's what people are doing to make money is really challenging.
Yeah, it's really it's interesting right now. Of course, all over the social media yesterday was a report that the senior pastor of Harvesters International Christian Center, which is the church I attend, was called in for investigation and for questioning in one of the Abuja police stations and all of that. It was all over the internet. It was funny because people were commenting that when he was giving free transportation, it did not trend like this, but like literally as I was scrolling, it was everywhere. But it was good to actually see that by 11:43 p.m. yesterday, he actually posted on his Twitter, Grace, 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 this is my story, because he was actually released. So the story was actually all over the place, and it was basically allegedly that it was a fraud investigation going on and then money laundering to the tune of 1.5 billion naira and all of that. So, I mean, stories here, stories there. They were talking about how, I mean, it was probably a member. It had to do with real estate, defrauding some people, allegedly, and probably channeled the money through the church's accounts. Like, this is not verified. This is information we have right now. But then again, it's important for people to know that, I mean, people can do different crazy things in church based on the fact that, oh, yes, we're church members, and they know they can easily get the trust of other people and all of that. But then again, to hold the senior pastor accountable, that's a different story entirely. But of course, if people in position decide that, okay, fine, they want to do that to prove a point, it's understandable. But the great news is that he has been released, and the matter itself is being investigated. So yes, I mean, whether you're in church or a church brethren or not, and I bring anything to you, please go through the due process and make sure that you do the right thing.
Who are these church members that come with humongous, should I call them tithes and offerings, and in the guise of, yes, they're giving to God, but how much do you know about? So, companies do KYC, know your customer. So now the KYC is know your church member. Because
how many thousands and thousands in some churches, probably millions, are you meant to go and be literally looking at?
I hear you, but when very large amounts of money come in, you need to take note of who these people are.
Absolutely.
I would advise the top leadership of the churches, it might not even be the lead pastor, just do some KYC.
The truth is, what I think is, if the proper systems that are meant to be in charge of this situation actually do their jobs. In the US, there's a certain amount of, once you enter your accounts, sorry, you are coming in for questioning.
Exactly.
Do you understand? So there are certain things that are, I mean, we talk about that. We have security agents, don't we? We have financial, so all those things. So is it the church's responsibility to start monitoring their members and start chasing them and figuring out?
I think when you think about it from the perspective of the church looking at the details of the amount that gets into their account, it is okay to say this is a little bit alarming when certain figures get into the account.
You know how much people are making?
Yes, but it's okay to say, oh, brother.
From you,
brother Emmanuel.
Let's pray together.
We'll pray about this. Well, how did you get this money?
So you're not asking, wow.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Because at the end of the day, the money doesn't really go to God. It's used for church facilities, church equipment, and all the rest. So it's important to always say, as someone who is leading a church, you want to be sure that
You want to be sure.
Yeah, you have to be sure.
You have to.
You are God's. Yes, exactly.
At this point.
Anyways, I'm going to
You know why it's important? Because not every church member is a true Christian.
Of course.
Exactly.
So the mistake a lot of people make, see, they say, the church is like a hospital. Everybody, all patients are coming in, but only some are responding to treatment. So we need to understand that, yes, it's the same thing. Jesus didn't come for the people in the church, right? He came for the people outside.
Preach!
So the people...
Preach!
My point, Sha, in summary of all of this,
glory,
Jesus was arrested and crucified. Seriously.
Can I use
but then again, just imagine if that actually happened in this era. Just imagine Jesus was in our time and all the things they said and all the... We won't believe now. Will you believe? Will you be a Christian?
No, I doubt it.
I doubt it. My point is that...
I reserve my comment.
You know. My point is that, anyways,
it might come to that point where... So everyone sees this, really great-looking, well-dressed church member that comes to church every Sunday without fail. It's always the first one to altar call, Whenever they say they want... You see the person in front every morning. Do you really know what's going on?
See, I'm not saying there's no responsibility at all. I'm not saying the church is absorbed of every responsibility. But I'm saying that let's be factual now, realistic. Do you understand? Considering certain things. The number of people in the churches are alarming. And yes, of course, we even know that there are people that set up churches particularly for this kind of thing. Do you understand? So my point is, if the agencies in charge, which I believe, in this situation, I guess they're trying to do their due diligence and all of that, they need to take up responsibility and do that much. But of course, now that he has been roped in, I'm sure he will definitely also, investigation is going on both sides, in church and all of that. So I mean,
I just feel like, the church should also set up a little committee.
it's true.
They should just set
They
up a
should
little...
set up police station.
No.
And the FCC.
There is hell for that. There is hell. There is hell. There is already hell for us, our police station. All right. But I just feel like they should set up a little committee that's always tracking this, because this isn't good news for the pastor. What my mean is, it's not a great thing to be in the news for such kind of a... because
Jesus was arrested.
Winfrey, do you really want to go there now? Let's not go to
would you mind?
Let's
would you like to-
backtrack. Let's backtrack, because the reason why we started this conversation is because of the economic situation in the it's not even just in the country, in the world. People are doing all sorts of things to divert money, defraud people. So everyone needs to be extra vigilant about who they're having dealings with. Just because the person is in your church WhatsApp group
does
doesn't
not mean
you should do
exactly.
business with them.
Or the person is a reverend. The person is an apostle.
True.
Please.
Not recently, very
the general
recently.
overseer.
So this actually happened to someone really close, right? Someone actually called her and told her that, oh yes, I'm from this church group. We're having choir meeting in so time. She now looked at the number like, I don't know you. I've been a member of this choir for a long time. And in that space of time, they hacked her phone.
Wow.
Yeah. They literally hacked her phone and literally started asking people for money.
Wow.
So what is
Not even
someone
going too
called-
far. This was my mother-in-law.
Wow.
Not even, like literally. So she actually sent me a message that, oh, please don't respond to any messages from this particular, this is my number and all of that.
I'm just wondering,
crazy.
how do you, if someone calls you and says, oh, the spirit said I should give you 2 billion, do I now question the spirit?
Sorry,
Which spirit is that?
Thank you, but no thank you.
No, thank you, but no thank
No,
you.
no.
Which
If
spirit?
someone is sending,
I'm saying,
if someone is sending you
which
2
one?
billion
from,
to your
of
account,
course,
for what?
not for what?
You
Please.
can use anybody
No,
now.
No.
please.
The Lord is not using it to do
You
that.
ask which spirits, please.
But at this point, we'd love to hear your thoughts on this particular matter. Use our hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on TVC, and let's hear your thoughts.
Yeah.
But at this point, we're going to be taking a quick break. We'll be back after this. Back. It's time for us to take a quick look at what's happening on the covers of the newspapers this morning. And Edgar is here with me once again.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me.
We are looking at the cover of the Daily Times newspaper first. And today is Wednesday, December 4th, 2024. It says here, Senate to probe NMPCL over 8.4 trillion naira withheld subsidy funds, passes 2025 to 2027 MTEF FSP. Then there is a photo story right there on the cover with President Bola Tinubu with President Cyril Ramaphosa on arrival at Cape Town for the 11th session of the Nigeria-South Africa Binational Commission in Cape Town, South Africa. It also says right there at the bottom, stop hemorrhaging Nigerians through levies, PRP tells federal government. And at the top left, it says here, Tinubu, Nigeria, South Africa must drive Africa's transformation. It also says here, 706 ballot boxes, 50 election bags, others items destroyed in IKA North INEC office. Rich Nigerians not paying enough taxes, says Senator Jimoh Ibrahim. And Senate confirms General Oluyede as Chief of Army Staff. That's what we have on the cover of the Daily Times.
Absolutely. I think the one that really strikes my interest is Tinubu saying Nigeria, South Africa must drive Africa's transformation. And that is really beautiful to see the amount of work put into that, because I know they signed a 5 years MOU where they're about, making sure violence, criminality is reduced in both countries. And it's beautiful to see that the president is traveling to different countries to make sure things are working. I mean, people always complaining and saying, what is he doing? What is he doing? This is good work, and I'm grateful for this work.
It's so interesting because obviously over recent months, there's been a lot of back and forth about the relationship between South Africa and Nigeria. So this is definitely a step in the right direction.
Absolutely.
Trying to, resolve past issues and create new ties.
Yeah.
We have the Nation newspaper with us as well. It says here on the cover of the Nation, Kuka, okay, tax reform, Senate widens consultation. AGF MDAs to work with lawmakers, stormy session in House of Reps. It says here, fire causes havoc in Kwara, Yobe, Taraba, Delta, and INEC office raised, page 28, has more on that. It says here, it has a similar photo story here. It says Tinubu Ramaphosa to deepen Nigeria-South Africa partnership. Nobody has claimed ownership of 753 duplexes, what EFCC filed in court. Now, that story came up in the papers earlier this week, if you can remember.
On Monday.
Yes.
It's interesting because I was reading this and I was just wondering what is really going on. It's funny because some of the companies involved, they're trying to say they have no business with those the buildings.
Wow.
And, individuals are saying they don't own it as well. So it's really difficult for the EFCC to really go about and find proper owners of this building because everyone is claiming they have no business with it. They don't know about it. The houses are empty. And it's...
So it is strange because obviously raw materials were purchased, wood, cement, blocks were all purchased to build these things. Eventually, the investigation is going to get all the way down to probably the artisans and the maisons who worked on it.
Absolutely.
Is everyone going to say they don't know who paid them to do that? And when you think about it,
I'm very sure you'll probably get cases of whistleblowing very soon. To say, oh, it was so the person, it's this person that did that. Yeah. And I'm just hoping that, whatever happens, the buildings are used properly. Because if you look at the pictures.
Yeah, quite beautiful.
Beautiful pictures, So I'm hoping that at the end of the day, it is used for something amazing and helps to feed the people.
Okay, now still on the cover of The Nation, we talked a bit about it earlier on. Airline crashes 1-hour flight fare to 80,000 naira. Now that is some news. Because I've seen airfares of 180, 160, even probably 200,000, even just to get from Lagos to Abuja for some airlines. And it was getting scary. Yes,
it is. It is actually a scary thing because we understand that this is the period where people get to travel a lot, and people want to travel to meet their families. Yeah. And it's should I say it's good news that they reduced the prices? Because now, if you consider the amount of people that will be traveling, the amount of work, and we all know how
they're definitely going to have full flights. That's for sure.
Exactly, and then you would have a lot of that, and then I just hope that you don't have issues with stopping here and there, having flight issues about.
Hopefully not. Godspeed to them and Godspeed to all the travelers this December. We have the Daily Independent newspaper with us as well. It says here, again, House of Reps session turns rowdy over tax reform bills. Protesters storm National Assembly over bills. Pengassan says bills will stifle oil, gas industry. Confirms Port Harcourt refinery is working. It also says here, right at the top left, reps give Tinubu 72 hours to unfreeze NCIPA accounts. Aero contractors crashes airfares to 80,000 naira. MD says 35% interest rate may kill aviation business. It also says here, fire destroys election materials at INEC office in Delta. FAN MD kicks over touting harassment of passengers at airports. Nigeria, other African airlines in slowest growth in air cargo market as global demand is up by 9.8%. And South Africa relaxes visa rules for Nigerian investors and tourists. So I guess that was probably part of the conversation that the two presidents were having while the president of Nigeria was in South Africa.
It's huge. I think it's really a big deal. To really curb violence as much as you can, it's really interesting. Another thing that really happens here is fire destroys election materials at INEC office in Delta. Yeah. This is not the first time something like this is happening in Nigeria. I think we need to look at ways. We need to start looking at ways to curb things like this from happening in the future because it's a democracy. How do you begin to have materials? So we need to also look at that. It's something we should. So the government should look at.
We'll definitely be watching that story. We're hoping that you are watching those headlines as well. Let's know your thoughts. Use our hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on TVC as you post or tweet or tag us. That's WakeUpNigeria TVCE. At this point, we have to head into the kitchen. Thank you, Edgar, for joining me. Winnie, it's all yours.
Welcome into the Wake Up Nigeria kitchen. It's a beautiful Wednesday morning right here in the Wake Up Nigeria studio at Ikosi. And I have with me here Chef Adiola.
It's used as toppings for proteins or as a side dish. So it will be topping our eggs in the sandwich.
Okay.
So it's another way to just incorporate fruits into your diet.
Oh,
some
okay.
people, no matter how you convince them, they won't eat fruit. But imagine if they don't know and it's in this.
And it's in
Yes,
there.
and
So I
it's
saw the apples. I was wondering, okay, are they going in? Maybe it's a side dish based on breakfast. So it's going in.
It's going in.
Okay, so tell me,
Yes.
what's the preparation of that?
So we are chopping everything here: the onions, the
Bell peppers?
peppers, and the apples into cubes. Then this is vinegar. So
okay.
we are going to toss it in vinegar.
Oh, we're gonna toss
for
it in
more
vinegar.
flavor. Yes.
Okay.
Or we can use lemon
Is
juice
that gonna
or
be done
lime
on-
juice.
Okay, lemon juice or lime juice.
It's not going on fire at
It's
all.
not going on fire
yes.
at all. Okay, okay.
Yes,
okay.
so, and we'll be boiling the eggs and toasting the bread.
Okay, so we're going to be eating raw onions, raw bell peppers, and
And once you're able to
Yeah,
toss it in
well,
this,
in
it
vinegar.
helps it
Okay,
helps
to
to
help
cover.
it. Oh,
Yes,
okay.
you are trying to put in a little bit of spiciness in the salsas always have spice and some
okay,
hotness
okay,
to
okay.
them.
So
yes.
what's happening with the eggs?
We're just boiling and slicing.
Oh, we're boiling and slicing. So
So
is
we'll
it
be-
going with? We're not tossing it, no.
No, we'll just layer. It's
layer
going to be
it.
on. So, like I said, the topping for protein. So the egg goes first, then the
Then
salsa goes
okay,
next.
and then of course we have the margarine and
The margarine is for the toasting. The mayonnaise is for to layer the
layering
sandwich.
as
Yes.
well. All right, seems quite simple and straightforward, but I like the fact that it's actually new and it's different, right, from the normal sandwich. Probably we have egg sandwich, tuna sandwich, and all that. So this actually is something different, and of course, it's actually very healthy as well. Now, this bread is giving me agege vibes.
Yes.
Love it, love it, love it. So did you intentionally pick non-sliced bread?
Yes,
This?
because I want a bit thicker slices.
Okay,
Yes,
okay. So how are we going to be
so
cutting this?
I will cut it
Horizontally?
Just yes, same way, same vertical way of
Okay,
cutting.
vertical way.
But it's a bit. I want something a bit
Thicker
thicker.
than
yes.
the normal. So it's going to be like a mini sub, right? Like
Yes.
it's going to be like this. It's not going to be like short slices. You know how?
No, it's still short slices, but
Oh,
you know
that way.
when you have the slicing, it's always a bit thinner.
Yes,
So
yes.
I just want it thicker. That's why I choose to
thicker.
slice it.
Okay, are we going to be
myself.
pan frying the?
Yes, toasting.
Okay,
Yes.
toasting the loaf in the pan. Right, amazing. And for that, we're using margarine. In case you want to try this recipe at home, which you totally should, this is sandwich, salsa sandwich. And the ingredients for that, we have green and red apples. We have bread, mayonnaise, onions, vinegar, cayenne pepper, eggs, and some margarine. So now, are we measuring how much vinegar we're going to use? Because I know it's not,
Just a little. We're not
because
using
this is just
so
normal plain white vinegar, right?
Yes, but it's salted. So
But it's salted. Because I'm like, okay, and I know it's not good to consume too much vinegar, right?
yeah, because it could be choky
Yes,
and all.
and also like even for your teeth, sensitive teeth and all
So
that.
when we toss, we're still going to try to drain it out. We leave it a bit
Okay.
and drain it out so that because we don't want fluid in the margarine.
the
We don't want it
margarine.
soaked in the sandwich.
The sandwich.
You don't
All
want it
right. So I'm trying to think or envisage what the sandwich is going to taste like because I'm
It's
thinking
going to be very flavorful.
very
You
flavorful.
will have a little bit of spice,
Of
from
spice,
here,
from the
a little
pepper.
bit spiciness.
Okay, because I'm thinking apples, pepper. Okay. Actually seems like it's going to come together nicely. It's going to be like a contrasting taste.
Yes.
But yeah, that's literally what's going to make it feel like a celebration on your palates because it's Christmas. So you definitely can do this for your family or friends during the holidays, right? A quick breakfast snack for them. All right. So, I mean, is there any other thing we can substitute any ingredients here for or anything we can add? You know, some people don't like boiled eggs.
Okay, you could
People
go
don't
for
like-
scrambled, but when you boil and slice, it gives it that layer. But when you're putting like scrambled eggs, it could be very uneven.
Or maybe sunny side up.
Yeah, that too could work.
Could
yes.
work. Okay. What if people don't want the eggs at all? You want to take the eggs out totally?
You could go for a patty. You know what
Okay.
we call this burger patty?
Yes.
You could go for chicken. Maybe
Chicken.
just slice your chicken breast thinly.
Okay. The main thing that makes it the salsa sha is the combination of the apples.
This is salsa.
Okay, that's the
this
salsa.
and this. This is
And we
salsa.
take out the onions. People don't like raw onions.
Salsa
can't
is not.
take-
This is
not
going to
complete.
work for
Okay.
anything raw. This is what's going to do something. So we'll put it first
Yes.
and leave it to sit while we are
Okay.
toasting the bread.
All right.
You might not even, and of course the cream will cover too.
And
We're having 2 layers of cream.
No. All right. So, I mean, what are we starting with? And this particular
I
recipe.
want to put my eggs on fire.
Okay,
leave
so
it
let's
to
do
boil.
that.
Yes.
So we have water, the fire, the pot is literally here. Fire is on. Ooh, hot, hot, hot. So yeah, we'll just put that there. Yeah. So now so are we doing well done? Is our eggs going to be well
hard-boiled
done?
eggs,
Hard-boiled, but boiled eggs, right?
Yes.
Not half-boiled. All right, great. And how many minutes would you say it takes eggs?
10 to 12.
Yeah, what people say, but does it really work?
It does.
It does. 10 to 12 hard-boiled gray yolk.
Yes.
Gray yolk, okay.
Might not be gray.
Might not be gray. Okay, so maybe like, but hard yellow
Yes.
yolk. Okay, so 10 to 12 minutes. Good. And then next up will be, what are we doing next?
I'll slice my bread. Yes, so I
Slice
can be
the
toasting
bread,
on the other
so we
side.
okay, so we're toasting the bread before we make the sandwich in it.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
I want the two sides brown.
Okay, amazing. All right, so we're toasting the bread first, slicing and toasting the bread first. And feel free, I guess we can substitute with probably wheat bread, maybe
Yes.
chapati in some
Yes.
cases where people don't want to.
Yes, or even if you want to do crepes, but it
Crepes.
will become a wrap.
Oh, okay, it's
But for crepes, I will go for chicken instead of eggs.
Chicken instead of eggs.
Yes.
All right. The amazing thing about food is art, right? You can actually just substitute whatever you want and make sure you put in exactly what you need in there. All right, can definitely wait for this amazing sandwich to come together nicely. And interestingly, we actually have a very interesting conversation on the couch. Nutrition is actually standing by right about now. So yeah, so I was actually gonna, okay, so you said thick slices.
Thick slices.
All right, so I mean, using the bread knife is definitely makes sense and is, I mean, just makes everything easier and makes it come together nicely. All right. Nice, because I'm actually wary of buying unsliced bread because I'm like, if I buy unsliced bread, I won't bother slicing it. But yeah, that's working. That's working. So we need this on, right?
Yes, ma'am. Not here. Okay, yes, we can have it on.
Yeah, so the pan can
But
get...
we'll prefer the heat on low.
So, okay, on low heat. Okay, I was going to ask. Okay, so we're going to put this on low heat because we don't want the bread burnt.
Yes,
We want it nice and brown.
golden brown.
Golden brown, yes, not burnt. Okay, nice. So the margarine going in the pan first?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Or are we going to be cooking the bread?
No,
We'll just put it in the pan. So we'll just slightly put the margarine a little bit in the pan and then start toasting our bread. So while that is happening, let's actually head over to the couch where we have nutrition standing by with Titi.
Indeed, it's time for us to talk about what we are eating, what we're consuming this December. Yeah, I know you've been preparing for that smoky jollof. I know you've been preparing for that fada rice. I know you've been, calculating how many burgers you can fit in to each weekend. Yeah, that's not what we're talking about today. We're talking about what you should not be eating this December. Now we have on nutrition Abasienye Atiman Udo Umo. She is a distinguished clinical dietitian, nutrition content creator, and media dietitian. Now she's widely known as Ann or TLD, the Lagos dietitian. And her expertise is further enhanced by specialized certifications in community nutrition, therapeutic nutrition, and today it's all about healthier options for Christmas celebrations. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you very much, Titi. It's nice to be back.
It's been a minute. The Lagos dietitian is back in the building. It's good to have you.
Yeah, it's been a minute. We've been trying to work hard.
Okay, so I know some people have been, telling their tailor to adjust their waistline.
Just give a little
give
extra.
Use elastic bands.
So that if I sit down, I will not show.
So we know that people need guidance
Yes.
on what they should not be doing this December.
Yeah.
But why is it?
It's not necessarily about how bad these meals are. It's the quantity that we consume the food in. So I'd like to say that, first of all, there's nothing wrong with eating, right? But food is a communal event in this part of the world. We eat as much as we like. Food is a community, so everybody's sitting down. Oh, why are you not eating? Kilo share, are you okay?
Yeah.
So we have to eat so much food at once, and the principle of portion control does not apply to us.
It's out the window.
It's like, it's not even passing, right?
Yeah.
So because of that, we tend to overindulge, and that's where the problems always family's lives. Yeah.
So the truth is, if my mother-in-law or my elder sister-in-law says you have to eat, why are you not eating? Is it that you don't like the food? I'm going to.
Yeah, because we're Africans, right? Respect is
It's very easy.
Yeah.
Culture. So, but that's my excuse. But what exactly is the damage that's going on in the body?
So when we overindulge in terms of whatever types of foods are available, whether it's properly cooked food from the smoky jollof to your father rice that you were talking about, or you're trying to have Christmas treats like the cakes, the fruit cakes, the pound cakes of this world, the ice cream, because Christmas is literally an excuse to eat anything, right? So over time, you're eating ultra-processed foods, you're eating overly processed foods, you're eating a lot of junk. In January, you have 20 kg extra.
Wow.
And then you're like, oh, how did I gain all this weight? New year, new me. I'm going to do fit farm.
I want to slay this month.
I want to.
A lot of gym memberships skyrocket in January.
Because everybody's saying new year, new me. You must get this body.
Oh.
Let's start this year on the road.
So let's tell them some options. Can you do?
Mindfulness.
Okay.
Practice mindful eating.
Okay.
So it's like, oh, I'm going for an event, but I'm going for the food. You know how we say we're going for the food? We're not going for the event, we're going for the food.
Okay.
Nobody's saying you shouldn't do that.
All right.
Don't go extremely hungry, because when you're extremely hungry, you tend to make the wrong choices. Eat everything within grasp. That's not how it works.
All right.
So have a little food at least in the tummy. It's not, it's your party. It's not your party.
Wow.
Have a little food in your tummy so that when you get there, you can make an informed decision. Oh, let me eat one portion of jollof rice as opposed to eating 3 portions of jollof rice. Let me find out if they have a salad option.
Okay.
Add it to my plate.
Okay.
Let me
Okay.
find out what kind of protein is available. Strategic thinking, if you like.
TLD, we have to pause on this conversation, but we're going to throw it to social media. Use our hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on TVC and let us know your thoughts on this. And we'll be back to this topic in a bit. Winfrey has something she wants to show us in the kitchen quite quickly.
Absolutely, because I mean, this salad is coming together so nicely, and I just had to show you guys. I couldn't wait for that conversation to be over, so I need to drag you guys back right here into the Wake Up Nigeria kitchen to show you what Chef Adiola is up to now. Take a look at this golden brown toast, right? When she said golden brown, I doubted her, I won't lie. But this looks so good, and literally we just use margarine, right?
Yes,
This is margarine, and then we put the bread here to toast, and see, it looks so nice. Like, how many minutes did it take?
I didn't even
And
check.
on low-
Most times,
low heat.
very low heat. Just-
Very, very low.
You won't need to panic.
You don't need to panic, right?
Yes.
And I love it. Like, I can feel the crunchy, the surface is so crunchy, and the bottom, like, even the smell, I mean, from the margarine, getting into the bread, definitely looks and feels so good already. Amazing. So, are these good to go out, or should we still leave them?
The
a
other
little bit?
side, yeah. This one needs to.
Okay, this one is still, so just the side.
Just this color is what we're looking for.
We're looking for this color, okay? Is this flip side okay?
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit.
Yes, a little.
Okay. Oh, but it looks so good. And of course, our eggs are boiling in the other pan. And yeah, so we are dicing. So now that is a dice of apples we're going for, right?
Yes,
Tiny.
and almost everything is going to be just this.
Okay. So the onions, the pepper are going to be the same
Yes,
size.
we'll try
and the
to
same
get
cut.
it to be the same cut.
Okay. We're going to be trying to get the same cut and the same. I think the trick here is to have a really sharp knife, but still, please be careful.
Oh.
Be careful so you don't cut yourself. All right, amazing. So, what would you say is your favorite kitchen process?
Kitchen process. In
Yes.
cooking.
Yes, in cooking.
Oops. I'm not a fan of prepping or cutting anything.
Really?
Yes.
So you just
But
like
I have
to do
no
the main-
choice than to do
Yeah,
them
of
sometimes.
course.
So
yeah. So what's your
that's-
best part? The best part is
it's the main cooking itself.
Main cooking itself.
actually.
The mixing,
but
the combination.
my favorite cooking method is stir frying.
stir fry.
You will find me stir frying almost everything.
Are you serious? Why? Why is it easier? Is it simpler?
It's not easier. No,
Okay.
it's increases cooking time, but really more flavors are just more flavor into the food. the finishing, the texture of the food is always
Totally
just,
different.
But you can't do that for every meal anyway.
You can't stir fry beans, can you?
No.
We probably can, though. We've just not tried it.
I do that I do that with the spices I'm using for the beans, maybe the onions.
Yes.
Rather than just pouring for what we call the porridge beans, rather than just pouring my oil and everything straight to the beans, I will still fry. So I always love to fry my spices and my herbs.
So what do you have to tell those people that say frying things, fry too much fry is not good?
No, when we are talking of stir frying,
Not like
we're not
deep
talking
frying.
of dunking things in lots of oil.
right?
No.
Okay.
You just have a greased pan, low heat.
Yes.
You toast
Allow the
everything.
flavors.
Then it helps to reduce the sharpness and spices. Some people complain that I don't like spices in my food. They are too sharp. When you toast those things, it helps to reduce that sharpness.
Okay.
And you get what you want.
Okay, that means you do a lot of Chinese then?
Yes, I do. Yes.
All right, amazing. Okay, so we've seen what's happening right here. We'll definitely be back in the second hour. But right now, let's head back to that nutrition conversation.
And we started a very interesting conversation earlier on healthy eating and the 80-20 rule. I can see some fruits and veggies right there with our chef. Even though she's making a staple meal with bread, she also has her fruits also that she's working with. So this is what we're talking about this December, yes?
Yes, please. Balance, adequacy, variety. So it's always very easy to focus on the staples and focus on the proteins, forgetting the fruits and vegetables, which is the concept of balance and adequacy. So you have a plate. Divide into 4 quarters. Let half of the plate be filled with some type of vegetable, some type of fiber-based thing, maybe a salad, maybe some roasted vegetables. You have your rice, if you like, and then some type of protein, whether it's chicken, whether it's fish, whether it's beef. As long as you don't have dietary conditions that are preventing you from eating certain things, this is the way to go. Now, the 80-20 rule says you have 80% nutritious meals and then 20% for enjoyable treats. So it's not like you can't have cake or you can't have ice cream or chocolate or any of those fun desserts. I mean, I eat these things, for God's sake. But it's the quantity and the frequency in which you're consuming all of these things. The idea is for you to have fun, but still maintain your weight so that you're not saddled with so much work in January. I mean, January is the beginning of the year and you're trying to figure out what you want to do for the year. That's not the time for you to try to be losing weight. It's let your head be in the right place.
So right now, I kind of feel like I should buy my own takeaway plates that has that divider inside. You know that plastic plate that has space?
Yeah, that has compartments.
You know, and then just whenever I'm going anywhere, just carry it along with me.
I mean, if you could get the plate to use at home and then continue using it at home, it will now inform your decision. So you can eyeball when you go out to events and say to your waiter, oh, I would not like this much portion of food. You don't have to take everything that is coming your way.
Exactly. Now, the Lagos dietitian is going to be here with us throughout the month of December, talking to us about our dietary needs for this Christmas season. It's great to have you back.
It's great to be here.
All right. Of course, your thoughts are very welcome. Use our hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on TVC online. Let's connect with you. At this point, we have to take a quick break, but there's still so much more on Wake Up Nigeria. Good morning. Wow. Okay, so the first hour went really well, and we hope you are super charged up and ready to go with us for the second lap of the show.
Absolutely, that's right. It's time to shift to Gear 2. All right, and because we are definitely going to add some sunshine to your day this morning.
Yes, indeed. So whether you are maybe heading to work, maybe dropping off the kids at school, or just enjoying a lazy morning, Wake Up Nigeria is right here to be your guide to an extraordinary day.
Yeah, I can still hear some few yawns here and there stretching, you know.
Really?
Come on, it's morning. It's 8.
Are you sure?
You guys, please,
You know,
welcome back. Welcome back to one of the best, breakfast show in Nigeria.
Speaking of breakfast, there's a lot happening in the kitchen right now.
Ooh, what's cooking?
Winfrey, what's cooking?
So we're still here together. Our salsa breakfast sandwich, right, with Chef Adjola. And yeah, of course, it's coming together nicely, Chef. How's it going there?
We're almost done.
Yes, we're almost done.
Chopping the veggies.
So we're chopping the veggies now. The green apples are chopped up. The red apples are being chopped up. We have a first batch of toasted golden brown bread. I want you guys to see what this looks like. Here. Ooh, looks good. Smells nice as well. And see, now I told you it was going to soggy up if we cover it. Anyway, she
we
said
are trying not to allow the harmattan.
yeah, so she doesn't want it to dry. She doesn't want bread to be too dried up and all of that. And of course, I'm sure our eggs are ready now. Our eggs should be ready now because they're boiling. They've been boiling for a while. Yeah. So the eggs should be ready, and we'll be cooling them off in a bit. So yeah, that's about it.
Can't wait. Classic take on bread and egg there.
Yes.
Classic take. My name is Titi Lara Oyinson.
And I am Edgar Ariaka. Please do not forget to share your morning moments with us using the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC across all social media platforms at TVC Entertainment. And let us make this journey an interesting one together.
Yes, indeed. Now, our people on the go, you need to keep your energy high. Keep with us on our mobile app. It's available for Google Play and iOS. And if you're in Nigeria, you can always switch to GoTV Channel 16 or UHF Channel 49 or indeed Star Times Channel 121. We are bringing the joy straight into your homes.
And yes, that's absolutely right.
Yeah.
And let's not forget to connect on every social media platform. You can follow us at TVC Entertainment. You know,
underscore.
Yes, TVC Entertainment underscore. Thank you. To stay in the loop with all the latest and behind-the-scene moments.
Now, for what we have left on the show, relationship conversation is going to be an interesting one. Ololade Olushola, also known as the Wholeness Queen, is a certified life coach and neuro-linguistic programming practitioner. She's been called to help African women heal and embrace wholeness in every area of their lives so they can be everything the Father has created them to be. Of course, there's quite a lot we're going to be discussing today, but this amazing lady is going to be discussing the art of effective communication in marriage. It's an art. It's not something that just happens. It's something we need to learn and imbibe, and hopefully our tips today will help.
I'm actually going to be getting my notes for this one so I can just learn. You know. For a musical performance, we have Victor Chukwuwa Godson, also known as Global Boy NHL. He is a writer, composer, singer. This guy is everything. He's too good. He's going to be coming today and giving us some great tunes with music. You know, I can't wait for that one.
And finally, Adetoro Fowoshere, affectionately known as Alaja. She's an entrepreneur, entertainment executive, and so much more. The founder of Toro Entertainment Company. Now, she's revolutionized event marketing, ticketing, and promotion in Nigeria in her own way. And through some amazing events, she's elevated the industry, creating unforgettable experiences. We cannot wait to have her on the couch to have a conversation.
You know, that reminded me of the Adetoro Kan.
Oh,
you know the
really?
Adetoro Kan?
I'm not sure. I don't know. Maybe you send me a link. I'll connect with that.
And still here, going strong this Wednesday edition of Wake Up Nigeria. I have my next interview right here with me, Adetoro Fowoshere. Now, she's affectionately known as Alaja, and she's an entrepreneur and entertainment executive and the founder of Toro Events. Welcome to Wake Up Nigeria, ma'am.
Good morning.
Nice to meet you. Good morning.
Here.
I like your getup. Very nice, simple, very chic and classy. I see the T there.
Yeah.
That was intentional, right?
Uh-huh.
Yes, of course.
That's a brand.
Yeah, that absolutely is a brand. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank
And
you.
I can say, I mean, this is your season, right?
Mm-hmm.
December is definitely your season. But then again, I was going through your bio and I'm like, okay, fine. So you have a background in finance and management systems. How did we find our way down to events? Let's talk a little bit about your background.
Okay. I started off here in Nigeria in 2006 as a finance manager at ENL Consortium, a maritime company, the largest terminal in Lagos, Nigeria. Yes. So I spent 12 years there. Within that period, I think by 2014, sometimes I just get bored, you know. So a friend of mine reached out to me and was like, there's something they want to share with me, and he feels I'm the only one that can convince his own brother to be part of the stuff. And I said, okay, what? So he shared with me Olamide Life in Concerts document, and like, do you know Olamide? And I'm like, oh. Yes, of course I do. It's okay. Oh, I'm a big fan. It's like, okay, so what do we need to do? He said, we're looking to do his concert. And I'm like, okay, concert, what does, yeah, we can do the concert. We can go. Say, no. we need an investor to come together, put money together, and showcase him as on the stage at a hotel. I'm like, okay, yeah, I've been to shows there. So we gathered around, called my friend, and I said to him, see, we have to do this. And he said, oh, okay, if you're doing it, then I'm in. So myself and OC decided to partner on it.
Partner.
So we met with Olamide, and that was it. And all I saw at that period was how to showcase a street boy to the world. I wasn't looking at my pocket, but I just said, this is a talent here that we need to showcase out there. So that was how we did the first Olympic.
Oh, amazing.
So after the first Olympic,
what year was that now?
This was 2014.
2014,
yeah.
Okay.
So after the first one, I knew it was very challenging, and I'm like, oh, this is the kind of thing I love. I love the creativity about it, and I think I can.
Parts.
I can do more.
Yes.
So we went on, did the second, did the third, and so that was how we got to do the first to third Olympic, and after that, it became something I just took interest in, and.
So now 2014 to 2024, that's 10 solid years.
Yes,
Amazing. So now let's talk about the journey so far. So of course, since then, it's been concerts after concerts, events after events. And of course, we're in December now, the peak period for events. So tell me, how is it usually like? So I know you say you enjoy doing it. Let's talk about the challenging parts for you.
The challenging part is really the purchasing power of Nigerians.
Yes, talking about ticket sales now?
Yes, ticket sales. Right. And the culture. We are not a concert goer country. Yeah. I mean, because we always tend to compare ourselves to the Americans, the United Kingdom people. But like here in Nigeria, they've been doing this for years. So, you know, you save your money. Every month you have to go for a gig. You understand? But here in Nigeria, we don't go for any gig until December. So we save our money for the December, like that Christmas thing. Like, okay, so everybody tends to now do concerts in December. Unlike when we started in 2014, it was limited. I mean, you will only maybe find 3-4 shows to go to. But now we're looking at 50, 60 shows, and every year it keeps increasing. So maybe from December 6th now, you will find 10. And the longer it goes in, the more. So it's becoming very, very competitive. Brands are everywhere, and now they have limited purchasing power too. And so how many concerts do I need to support here? So, but now I believe the brands are already saying it, that some of these concerts or parties that are going on out there are not really solid. So we want to actually put our money into things that you know that have quality, and that is where my brand comes in. Our production is top notch, and that is my focus. I make sure my production is top notch, and since I think 2018 when we did Bonner Live in Ekota, that was first Bonner's concert. I'm sitting with Bonner, and Bonner telling you, oh, I want a plane, and I want the plane to crash on the stage, and like, okay.
So now I was going to ask that question now. So of course we have these artists who are literally naturally like talents, right? And creatives, and their minds literally tend to go wild. Now talking about you, we're talking about financing, we're talking about putting the idea of that together. How do you tame them? How do you tell them, see, bring that your high plan, come. We know it's a great idea, but how do we merge it and marry it together to bring out something great?
It's very hard because they tell you, if I'm already selling arena in America and they're putting this together, I can't come to my own country and do something short. And like, but here, if I do 300 million, 400 million naira worth of concert, how much am I going to sell the ticket for? And what is the capacity of the arena that we're talking about? Everybody tends to look at a hotel as the biggest place for all these things, and the most secured place also. That is what people put in their brain, you know. So, and like, okay, a hotel's capacity is just about 3,000, 4,000 capacity. So if I'm spending 300 million on your production and artist fee, and let's just round everything to 300, how much am I supposed to sell the ticket for? So even if I want to break even here, I'm already looking at 300 million divided by 3,500. So how are we going to do this?
Right.
So now that is where we now look for support from brands here and there. And
all right. So I mean, it's a live show. We have very limited time. So very quickly, just in summary, now, what events are we looking forward to?
We have Start December 2024 from the 14th to the 30th, but now we're shifting it from the 14th to January 5th.
Yes, now.
Yes, because we keep getting a lot of requests. Because last year we did the 12 shows, and what our brand did last year was to showcase the younger generation of artists to the world and not waiting for everybody to do a co-hotel. So we found a place at the Palms where the game used to be. It's a warehouse and it's huge, and it can take from 4,500 to 7,500 capacity, depending on how you set it up.
All right, so 14th to the 5th of January, over 2 weeks, like almost a whole month of events and parties and celebrations. I'll definitely be, I mean, amazing. Definitely love to be at those concerts and events. Of course, we'll definitely get more information from you, but we have to go right now. Thank you so much
You're
for
welcome.
being here.
Thank you for having me here.
All the best.
Thank you.
And I mean, all the strength you need this period.
Thank you so much. It's nice meeting you here.
Okay, so we do have another guest coming up, so do stay tuned. There's still more. Remember our salsa sandwich in the kitchen, so stay tuned. We'll be right back after this break.
Right, all right, all right. It is time to talk about relationships and love, especially during the festive period where families will be spending more time with each other. What is love without, what is relationship really without love and trust and respect? But trust me, without effective communication, a strong bond can lose everything. All right, we have someone in the studio with me that will be giving us a little chat on that. Ololade Olushola, also known as the Wholeness Queen, is a certified life coach and a neuro-linguistic programming. She's an expert, basically, and she will be helping us a lot on that topic. How are you doing? You're welcome.
Doing very well. Good morning again.
So it's awesome because you'll be talking to us about effective, communication in marriage. Yes. But really, so many people hear the word communication, effective communication. Please tell us, what is effective communication?
Yeah, effective communication is, the passing of information through a medium to another sender. But the goal, which we must always anchor, is understanding. So when you're passing information from one person to another, from one medium to a sender, there always must be understanding. The person receiving the information must understand. And that's why sometimes when you are saying something to someone, the person goes, oh, I see. I see means that I understand what you are saying. But, in terms of marriage and family life, sometimes a lot of people don't see what you're saying. You're just talking, especially in days of gadgets. Everybody's just talking, everybody's talking at the same time. So basically, the goal of effective communication is understand.
I see. All right, so I'm not married, so I'm going to be taking a lot of notes here. I'm going to just jot things down. So please tell me, what are some practical steps that, partners can take in order to have proper and effective communication?
I think first and foremost, we first need to understand that, like I was saying before we came online, is we need to first understand that communication is so vital in a marriage. And this is not because, we're just saying that this is from experience. I've been married for almost 20 years.
20 years?
Yes, next year to be 20 years I've been married.
That's awesome. You should celebrate that, by the way.
Oh, yes. I've almost been married for 20 years. I've been doing this work with my husband. I coach alongside my husband, who is also a life transformation coach. We've been doing this for 7 years. And from research, when we're going to start this, we wanted to see what people wanted solved. And it was amazing from our research that people wanted, communication was the #1 problem. How do I tell my spouse how things? How do I tell my spouse that he has a body odor? How do I tell my spouse that his mouth is smelling? Simple things, but they were hard things that had to, you had to use wisdom to be able to relate with your spouse. So effective communication, #1, active listening. We're in a generation that everybody's
talking.
And sometimes, sometimes, your spouse is saying something to you, even my husband, and I'm on my phone, and my husband's like, are you listening? I'm like, I'm listening. He said, no, you're not listening. So he said, drop the phone. So I have to drop the phone and now pay attention to what he said.
More like looking directly.
Yes, look in my eyes so that you can see and understand what I'm saying to you. So #1 key thing is active listening. Listen. Drop your gadget. Drop your phone. Listen to what.
Look at me.
Let's talk.
Exactly.
In Yoruba, in my language, they say ojulorowa, like. It's in my eyes that you can see the information.
All right.
So I think that's #1 thing. I think the second thing is also to be empathetic. You know, listen with empathy. Because put the person in your shoes. Because what we do at times in marriage is we are quick to identify what our spouse is not doing well. Well, what is one thing that spouse is doing
well?
So you look at that situation from those eyes so that you can get to the bottom of the problem. So a lot of people just want to say, he's not doing this, she's not doing that. At that time, put empathy. If it was you, how would you want to, to feel? How do you want the solution to go about? Do you understand?
All right, I have another question. I know very well that nonverbal communication is very important in marriages, but I'm just wondering, because I want to know, how do we infuse nonverbal communication, and how does it really help in the marriage?
When it comes to nonverbal communication, I think one key thing is also, there are so many, factors to consider. But first and foremost, one of the key things we use even in, therapy is, what is your spouse's love language? And love languages change. Now, I'll use myself as a personal example.
It changes?
Yes, it does.
Wow.
Change. Oh, yes. It changes because your desire for life changes. And I'll give you a practical example.
Okay, tell me.
When I was dating my husband, when we first started dating, I used to gift was my, first love language. My husband would buy me lovely perfume, and stuff like that. But as we grew up, that stopped. The gifts, yes, they come, but I wanted more of quality time.
Okay.
At the time, it switched from quality time to just words of affirmation. I just wanted to hear, Lolade, you are doing well. You're trying. You're putting so many things together.
Right.
But some of us don't know that. So imagine if my husband didn't know that my love language had changed from gift to words of affirmation. And he keeps giving me gifts. I'm like, what's this gift for? Thank you, but the thing that I did yesterday, you did not appreciate me for it.
Okay.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay. So one of the key things, one of the key ways, non-verbal ways, of communicating in marriage is to identify at that time what makes your spouse joyful, what makes your spouse happy, what makes your spouse vibed. You don't really need to talk. You can just wake up. Now, words of affirmation, I see a nice, nice note under my pillow in the morning. I'm like, oh my God, I'm being appreciated.
I'll steal that one. I'll steal that one. But let me I just want to find out, are there books, practicals, workshops that people can use to learn more on effective communication?
Yes.
Can you recommend any?
Yes. Okay, so before I recommend any other one, in 2025, I and my husband have been, running this for 7 years.
All right.
We're hidden, and we've just been doing one-on-one communication, but we are scaling it up. We're starting, let's talk about it, because we see that a lot of people just want to talk.
True.
And so let's talk about it starting in January 2025, where we'll be 19 years in marriage.
Okay.
And we're going to bring in our resources and stuff to help couples going through, a trying season. And also, I think is it Gary Chapman? I'm trying to remember his name. Okay. The person that wrote Love Languages. There's thousands of books. I don't know why they're just not coming to mind. One of my main mentors, I know internet is very good, is Dr. Miles Monroe.
Okay.
Dr. Miles Monroe is late now, but he has thousands of write-ups on the internet. Go and listen, even on YouTube. Just sit down and just type Dr. Miles Monroe on marriage and family life. You will have so many things to do. He has this book, The Power and Purpose of Love and Marriage. It has books on divorce, because some people are struggling with that. As a pastor, as I was telling you, I'm a pastor.
You're a pastor as well?
Yes.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yes,
That is brilliant.
I'm a pastor and a pastor's wife.
Oh, your husband is also a pastor?
Yes.
Okay, pastor's wife. All right.
Yeah, but at the same time, we always say this, all pastors are not coaches. So we are pastors and we are certified life coaches. My husband is even a therapist. So it's important that we go and see certified life coaches. Not all pastors are coaches. And it's important that we are trained to help couples that are going through trying times to be able to go from one place of, their issues to where they really want to be. So that's
so if there is one step or one advice you can give couples who are probably having issues in, their marriage with communication, especially people who love to bottle things up. I know a couple of people that have talked to me and they're like, I don't want to say anything. But the day they say it, they just pour everything out.
It's a blow up.
It's a blow up, exactly. So what advice do you give to people who are struggling to really just give out, the information at the time, especially when they feel it might just hurt the person if they say it at that moment? So how do they get better? How do they fix that?
I always say something, and it's important that, first and foremost is to sit down. And I was saying that especially for this festive season, it's important that you create time for yourself. Sometimes we are too busy for our marriage. We are too busy for our family. It doesn't make any sense. So you have to first sit down and say, look, we need to talk about this. And sometimes it has gotten so bad, you need to see a coach. You need to see a coach and talk to a coach that can come in, or a counselor that can come in and help you.
So I know you talked about sitting down and, having a coach, but I think we have to stand up. You know why? Because we have to take you to the kitchen. We have something nice for you.
Wow.
And we want to show you. So please join us.
All right, let's go.
Join us. Just let's.
Okay, fabulous Wednesday. Sorry, yes, Wednesday. It is Wednesday.
It is Wednesday.
Wednesday morning, and our chef has been hard at work. Yes, Winfrey?
Yeah, of course. Welcome into the Wake Up Nigeria kitchen.
Yes. I'm blocking you. I'm blocking you. Apologize. Apologize.
So Chef Adeola has literally been hard at work. Putting together this sandwich, salsa sandwich. Now, I would like for you to try it out and let us know what you think about it. So, Chef, tell us what's in it as she tries it out. So,
yes,
quickly, just
please
take a bite.
We have mayonnaise and egg slices. We have the salsa, apple salsa.
Apple salsa.
Apple salsa.
Maybe I'll try this more.
So what do you...
Sweetness. Hint of sweetness.
Nice.
That's the salsa. That's the salsa.
And that's all we need to hear.
Yeah, we've been talking about having healthier options this December, and this is one of them that you can try at home. Which December 1st?
No.
Stop it, Winfrey. I'm going to be slimmer than you in January. Let's take
I believe in miracles. All right, thank you so much for sticking here with us. We'll see you same time, same station tomorrow. Goodbye.
Bye.